Good morning. Thank you, Naresti. Good morning. We'll try this again. Pathologic 2. The sequel and remake of Pathologic 1. This is going to largely follow the same basic outline of Pathologic 1, but the individual stories will be very different. Good morning, Night Owl. Thank you for 28 months. This is a heady game. It is going to involve philosophy and film theory and politics, and it is going to use the framework of an epidemic to put me as a doctor to my absolute limit. But given that I have played the first game, I am aware of some of the quirks. This will be a very different experience. Night Owl, a bit of both. There isn't a way that makes this make sense, but the version I like best is considering Pathologic 2 the video game adaptation of Pathologic 1. Pathologic 1 is a broken game. It functions, it gets to the end, but it's clear that they didn't have enough money to do all of that they wanted to do. And also, thematically, there is a key difference. Part of how Pathologic 1 worked is the game is attempting to frustrate you so that you will give up. It is not... Pathologic 1 is not designed for it to feel good to win. It's working on multiple philosophic levels for reasons why it does that, but ultimately, in Pathologic 1, the game is trying to get you to quit, because if you quit, you doom the town to die. That's the failure state. Pathologic 2 does not do that, is my understanding. I have not played this all the way through, but it is my understanding that Pathologic 2 will be hard, but it is not trying to frustrate me. In fact, it is my understanding that if I just got enough food, I could sleep till the end of the game, and still get an effective ending. Good morning, Seahawk. I do recommend coffee. I'm certainly not doing this without coffee. So this should include some serotonin for doing well sometimes, and that's very different from Pathologic 1. That said, it's still going to be intense. That's why I have the content warnings. The content warnings for Pathologic 1, I assume most of them will apply here, because we're going to hit the same basic arc. But at the core of things, we will be playing as Artemi Barak, who is a surgeon from the town that this game takes place in. We are coming back home right at the start of a epidemic. I am ready to answer questions and fill in gaps as necessary, because the characters of the game are intentionally obtuse. They talk in circles sometimes, some more than others. But I should understand the broad strokes of what they're talking about anyway. So if anything ends up really unclear, please let me know, and I'll do my best to explain as we go. But also, feel free to just sit with and chew on the things that happen in the game. I expect I am going to fail quite a bit. But failure is not the end here. I guess, are there any questions before I get started? I do believe this, I'm gonna check now. I do believe Pathologic 2 also came out before 2020. Yep, May of 2019. So just to be clear, Pathologic 1, its HD remake, and Pathologic 2 all predate COVID. Any parallels you see there, or messaging that may happen, is prescient, not reactive. Yeah, Night Owl, exactly. It's such a fun game. We should have some fun in this. Some. But I will not be able to save everyone, probably. Okay. Right, failure's not an option, but success probably isn't either. The whole thing will be about trying and failing and dealing with that failure. And also the consequences of our own success. As we move through things. With that, let's start. Our play begins in the middle of things. It might take time to figure out what is happening, but it will all start coming together soon. Okay, you can see this. Okay, I was really worried because streams have problems with darkness, but this looks okay. I bumped up the gamma a bit so that we could see.
They are, to put it bluntly, both puerile and deluded. A tough crowd.
So, Barack, your performance was a flop. You're unfit for the role. A cursed production. This is our second attempt, and a second failure. Will you try to stage it yet again? Why not? You won't be there. You do nothing to improve yourself. Like I'm the problem here. That is, not for you to judge. We gave it all we had. Whatever, you are dismissed. The bird will give you your final payment. Whatever. Good to know.
Time is slipping through our fingers. We must act now.
They don't trust me anymore. I wasn't even invited to the final council. Where are the birds? Up? Where else? If you mean the real ones. I meant the real ones. Yeah. Yep. We are in the theater.
touch you, so don't touch me.
Turns out the birds aren't birds at all. Want to know what they are? Lean down and I'll tell you. Lower, lower now. They are fingers. Did they tell you that? Yeah, this is a direct quote. We're not birds, we're fingers. That's why people call them executors. Are you tired? Want me to relieve your headache? I'd rather you relieve my heartache. It's become so acute lately, like my heart expires. So obviously we're talking metaphorical a lot right now, but interesting lighting changes. It's pulsing. But we are Artemi Barak, a surgeon. In the original game, you played as one of 3 characters. This was Daniel Dankovsky. He was one of the other characters. He is a Bachelor of Medicine, a more traditional doctor from the big cities. And this was the other character, Clara, the Changeling. She was a miracle healer. Like Jesus, she could cure people with her touch. In theory. Maybe. She might also just infect them. Both were true. So that's part of why we're meeting them and discussing things the way we are. This is an executor. Giant bird costume. Effectively a theater actor. These are theater costumes. They did simple plays throughout, and we'll see some in this game as well. But this is one of the characters of the play, the Executor. Once you receive your payment, well, everyone will get paid what they're due in the cathedral. That's where the final choice will be made. By whom? The authorities. Fitting. We have a journal now that tells us some of our thoughts. No, yeah, when they labeled him as a bachelor, I thought single dude. Yes. I ran into that too right away, but he is a Bachelor of Medicine. That's why he is called that. So, I guess it's worth pointing out, the game is made by Russian developers. And the history of Russia definitely plays a part in some of the philosophic thoughts going on, but also some of the cultural elements. The town is sort of somewhere in Russia, but definitely very, very rural. And as a thing in Russian culture, everybody just kind of goes by 3 or 4 names, and people will use them interchangeably. So Daniel Dankovsky being called Daniel, and The Bachelor and Bachelor Dankovsky, all very normal. It is very normal for people to have multiple nicknames and for that to be used interchangeably all the time. That'll probably be one of the first challenges for first-time viewers, is figuring out who everyone is referring to. I will try to fill in as we go. But it's also something that you get really used to, I will say. I am familiar with all of these characters and their various names. Yes, thank you. Opening the journal. I can see my inventory too. I have some medicines, morphine, water, tourniquet, and chalk. And here's the town. We are here at the theater. There's the cathedral. This is the polyhedron. It will all be more important as we go on, but the the different sections of town, all named after parts of a cow, sort of. Is there anywhere we're not hated? No. We are hated everywhere right now. Let's leave the theater. Day 12, the last one, which the Haruspex ends with a semicolon. Oh, hey. Told me to open the map. Hello, Asperi. I know where you're going. Want a piece of advice? Speak, but please be quick. I won't take long. The town is gone, and to hell with it. But the kin are also gone. Your family is gone. Your father remains unavenged, his path unfollowed. The 7 children who entrusted their lives to you are dead. You are the only one left. Do you want to save yourself, at least? No, you don't know the whole situation. Not all is lost. The outbreak can still be curbed. That's why I'm going to the cathedral. It's there that the decision about the bombardment is made. Heed my advice. You think she loves you? Think she's a friend and he's a foe because he brought in cannons? Don't talk to her first. Talk to him. Bayala, Saba. Now I need to go. So... this is effectively a preview of the bad ending. The game will take place over 12 in-game days. By day 12, a final decision will be made. The cathedral. We could be hated for a great many reasons, Night Owl, and we'll encounter one of the first ones in day 1.
For each traitor in the senior army staff, there's a coward, 2 drunkards, and 3 idiots. I'm not sure who's worse.
Commander, is this the doctor? You aren't going to level the town, are you, General? Am I supposed to discuss this matter with civilians? I'm not just any civilian. I'm a doctor. What is this nonsense? State your name and occupation. Barack. 3 doctors operated in this town. I'm one of them. I see. Give me a reason to call off the bombardment. You have 1 chance. So here's the framework of the game. By the end of it, the army will be here with a giant cannon, and if given no instructions, they will blow up everything in order to contain the outbreak. By which I mean kill everyone and destroy the town. The commander will believe us by the end and only fire at what makes sense. If we can find the source of the outbreak, he will destroy only that. I know how to make a serum. We need time to produce it at scale, but the recipe has been developed. No, Barack. If you told me you had 3 tank cars of that panacea and an army of doctors from the capital ready to administer it, that would have convinced me. As it stands, there's no going back. It's too great a risk. Don't.
What do you call such a person? A slave. A slave is what you call them.
Why have you come? To confirm that that we have the means to fight the plague. The plague, not the outbreak. Who cares? We already decided everything without you. You've come uninvited. What did you decide? Who are you to demand reports from us? A backwoodsman? A self-taught doctor practicing barbaric traditional medicine? Oh, but I know who you are. You're the person I was very wrong to put my hopes on. The person who let me down. Out. Now. I only need 1 more day. Hey, you over there. Seize this man and throw him out. Aglaya, listen to me.
You need an upper hand. A foot in the door. A head. Let's leave that one screwed on for now.
So you insist on a second attempt, huh? Stubborn. Perhaps. All right, let's roll then. Let us imagine that the last train has not yet left the station. Just don't be late. All right, let's roll. Having finished our preview, we go back to the beginning. You are Artemi Barak, a surgeon. You're coming back to your hometown, summoned by a disturbing letter from your father. Okay. Twilight. No inventory. Just riding a train. How did you get inside this coffin? You mean this train? The coffin is the best means of transportation in the world. It can get you to unimaginable places. You look alive, though, so that vehicle is beyond your means for now. A free rider, huh? Just like you? No one sells tickets to ride this train. One way of cheap passage, yes. I'm coming home. All I need is to avoid distraction. The train was bringing a whole lot of coffins. Railroads are beautiful. They always lead to one place you can't turn from, except when there's a silly mistake, like this crash. Dying just to escape fate. Stupid. Boring. Who are you? Us? Kind volunteers who advise you to return to the train car. It will soon leave. What happened here? Ahead or behind? Is there something monstrous ahead? I don't see any danger. Look closer. Ahead is death. Would you like to check? What about the bull on the tracks? That is Bos Turok, a creature of steppe legends from which the world was created. What was he trying to achieve here? Stupid. Life can never prevent death. What is ahead then? Why the fires? As you can see, the blood no longer flows in this artery. There's a clot. You're a doctor, aren't you? Do you have medicine with you? Medicine? What for? How should we know? You're the doctor, not us. Go and see. We're only ensuring no other trains are derailed. We'll fix yours, too, once the beast leaves the tracks. I have a lot of time on my hands, then. Bulls are stubborn. Nothing from either of you? Okay. So I'm gonna go with this is a dream and a vision. Nothing from you guys either. Got it. Want to share secrets? You first. I'm worried people won't be happy to see me in the town. What if they shun me like some mutt and slam doors in my face? What if my toll is too small? I could fail to meet my goal, but maybe this is only anxiety. Yes, I could do it. Are you a preacher? Not really. Your turn now. Be honest and your fate will change. That's how it goes. I'm worried about my father. He summoned me with a letter, a troublesome one. Something bad has happened. Do you want to play? I'm game. Dice? What are the stakes? Your fate. A person can't lose their fate. This place is wrong. It's not my home. Who is in the back room? Want to leave it. Want to look around. So these are the other theater actors, called tragedians. We'll see them a bunch too. Interesting, I have matches now. Nothing like a good egg. Delicious. Someone heavy. I hear heavy footsteps in the dark. I can't see you. Are you Death? No, I'm a doctor. What's wrong with you? Water. I'm so thirsty. I need a drink of fresh water. Please bring it to me. Alright, wait a bit. Life is in the water. Water, in a barrel outside. Take a bottle from a cupboard. It all crumbles. A spindle that is almost out of thread. It's Formanoyan. Barrel outside, full of water. Effectively a very creepy tutorial here. They've all been replaced with coffins. Okay. Bad dream. Yeah, a dream. I hope it doesn't come true. So you want to meet your dad? Yes. Me too. Why have we stopped? Are we there already? Let Mother Bodo caress your step, Kolbum. You haven't forgotten your people, have you? No, I haven't. Do you have a good heart? Who is the judge? We hear Earth with our hearts. The heart has a pulse, so does Earth. If they sing in harmony, you hear the language of earth and herbs, the language of warmth and cold. Look, Tanghe, and listen. Whose words are all around? What does Earth say? I can't decipher this language. A lot of time passed. You were gone. You forgot many things. Your heart is spoiled, Katangia. Let us see if it's rotten. How can you see that? The fight will show. Whose heart is keen? Who hears the unheard words? You will see my heart. The kin's blood runs through me. I was never torn from my people. I'll take a look. Combat tutorial! Let us trade hearts, Kolukun. Let us become kin. What need do you have of mine? Isn't it rotten? A river of good washes away a drop of rot. There is no me and you. There's a people, Katanake. Mix your flesh with ours. All right? Let it be so. So, there are two cultures in the town. The local indigenous people who refer to themselves as the kin, of which I am one, and very Caucasian people that we will meet later. But the indigenous people have their own belief systems, and part of the game will be about squaring that with ourselves. This is our trade system tutorial. I have a rotten heart, and I'm exchanging it with a good one. There, combat and trade makes perfect sense. We're almost there. Are you relieved? Oh yes. Can't wait to get there. Just can't wait. Feels like we're riding in circles. Well, it was nice passing the time. Good luck with your father. I'm sure he can't wait. I hope so. This trip has been a long time coming. For the first time in many years, I'm home. No more dreams, we're actually finally here now.
My dear son, Artemy, I write to you after so many years apart in the hopes that you may find a way to return to us. Something worries me. I fear a difficult trial approaches. I hope that your studies have proven fruitful, and that you have achieved great skill as a surgeon. Such skill might be of use here. I remain the only physician in this town, but know that I am growing old. I need an assistant.
It's the first time we've heard Isidor's voice in between all the games. Alright, it might still be a dream. So our father, named Isidore Barak, was the only doctor in town, but he practiced traditional medicine, boiling of herbs and such, bloodletting, that kind of thing. A rusty scalpel. I was summoned back to my hometown by a distressing letter from my father, but who is in the back room? After the intro, the game will no longer autosave. Find places to save manually. Yeah, it is very confusing. The game will make more sense at some point. Not perfect sense, but more sense. There we go, off the train. Alright, so there's our opening cinematic. Day 1, in which the Haruspex finds out his hometown has changed beyond recognition. For real, no more dreams. We hop off the train, we're attacked by 3 dudes with knives. We beat them to death. I should hurry home. In his letter, father wrote that he will face a difficult trial. Or did he write we? I don't remember. Home, sweet home, welcomed me with its knives honed. What does this mean? I have 1 bottle of water. Okay. Isidore Barak's house, my father's house, my house. That's where I'm headed. The dead have no need for things. Charm, coins, bit of food. Mostly junk that I'll trade.
The worst is yet to come.
You hit hard for a hunchback, but whoa, boy, you screwed up. Those 3 guys are dead. I saw you do it too. You're gonna be in serious trouble. A hunchback? Kid, I'm bent over in pain here. You need to handle that bleeding, old man. You're covered in blood. Your own blood. I know that. Here you go, a tourniquet. It used to be my leash, but seems like you need it more. Thanks. You're a nice kid. Man, you really have some anger problems, don't you? Zing, pow, blam! 3 guys dead. This ain't the right way. Ain't how we do things around here. Yeah? What is the right way, then? Well, you gotta be nicer. Just hit him 3 times, max. Send him running and let him run. You don't actually have to kill everyone who bothers you, jeez. I'll keep that in mind. You can speak to some people a few times in a row. Left control to check. I met a funny dog-eared kid at the station. What was he doing there? He gave me a tourniquet. It's not much, but it'll do.
When the cat's away, the mice will play.
The one with the knife was Kirik, leather worker. I'm not gonna cry for him. That guy was nuts. Was this an ambush? How long were they waiting for me? They weren't waiting for you. I think you were an accident. Then who's the real target? I don't know. Rumors going around that someone else got murdered tonight. Guess I should sniff around and find out. Who knows? Maybe it's true. Good boy. Someone important was murdered tonight. They're not talking about them. Well, Barak, you're nearly dead. Got a few minutes left. I'm here to announce your demise. How do you know my name? I know everything. Part of the unfortunate job. I've got your whole journey laid out here. Okay, so this is representative of one of the game developers, then. This happened in the first game as well, where a tragedian and an executor represented the game devs talking to me directly. What sort of journey is it going to be? It's not pretty, Barak. Really? Why? You've been bashed on the head several times, and the locals' fists are heavy. One of those 4 stab wounds looks deep. Significant blood loss, too. The local climate is unforgiving in terms of strain. Do you have any heart conditions? My heart's too soft. Your health is a mess. I'm guessing you haven't eaten in several days. And that you didn't sleep last night, did you? That's what I thought. So your hunger and exhaustion are critical, too. I wonder which of these afflictions will be the death of you first. So what's your plan? Any good advice? Dressing your wounds would be a good idea. Where would I get bandages? A drugstore, Barak. You've been studying surgery for 6 years and you're just finding this out now? But it's not just about the wounds. Even when they're dressed, you still need to be aware of your body. It's not always on your side. Pay attention to its needs. I'll figure it out. What next? Next, you die anyway, because the whole town will soon have it out for you. And it's got nothing to do with the 3 poor souls you've just done in. Great. Why do they hate me? My colleague over there can explain it better. That's his role. Mine is teaching you how your body works, so you don't die before you make it home. Fair enough. Forewarned, forearmed. Welcome back home, Warden. You've been away a while. You probably don't even remember the heady scent of twire in the air. Do you know why you got attacked? No clue. The whole town is looking for a murderer. A very important and respected man was killed last night. The townsfolk loved him better than some children love their fathers. Don't be too hard on them. Who was killed? You knew the victim. Less than you thought, but more than most. Don't worry, you'll learn more soon. But I, personally, can't divulge this sort of information. Investigator's privilege. So you're an investigator? Aren't we all? Everyone lies, so you can only get to the bottom of things by using your brain. That's what your father used to say. It's an actual quote from him, by the way, because I happen to know him, and we got even better acquainted today. How about you? Did you two argue much? Never. Indeed, old Isidore Barak is an exemplar of a true doctor and a true human being, if a miserable one. Do you honor your father? He's the reason I returned. He summoned me with a letter. Said there was a threat. Do you know anything about it? Nothing's a threat to him anymore. Trust me. Maybe dishonor. But even that's unlikely. You're a man of obligation, after all, aren't you? It runs in the family. Why? Whatever. That bit's not important. Time is short. Oh, by the way, Barack, time is important. Be careful how you spend it, and be aware that you don't have much left. How much? Got less than 2 weeks, Barack. 12 or so days. Trust me, I'm a specialist. So use your time well, and hurry home now. Why are you wasting your time here? Your father's waiting. I should hurry home, if that's true. That's why I returned to town, after all. So this was, in turn, an explanation of my stats, and an explanation that time matters. Time moves forward. Alright, let's head home. Yeah, I got that part. What is my best path through here? That does not provide water. She must be offended. Or ashamed? She's free to go, we told her, but she refuses. I'll have you know, we were respectful. We only checked her legs. It's mandatory. And she had normal human legs, so free to go now. Yet there she stands. You checked her legs? What for? Neither clay nor bone. She's a living human girl. Sorry, I don't know why I read that entirely wrong. She's a normal living girl, not a Shabnak. And so, she's free to go. Yet she doesn't. She must be offended. The steppe people have odd morals. They don't fear death. They refuse to cut a body, and are ashamed of strange things. What's Shabnak? A Shabnak, a creature of steppe legends. They say Earth disgorges it, then it steals a woman's form and goes around murdering folks. It's all silly, of course, but we have an order to check. So we do. Who ordered this? We are the Sabarovs, people. Each of the 3 houses assigned someone to look for the monster. The Olgimskis, the Kanes, of course, and obviously the Sabarovs, the latter being us. And who might you be, good sir? Good sir? I'm Isidore Burrock's son. I returned home after 6 years. Oh. Send my regards to your father, a most respectable man. He dragged my daughter from beyond the grave. We almost gave up on her. You tell him that. Tell him that Peter the Nightjar sends his fondest regards. You stop hovering over the girl. You won't comfort her. You're only making it worse. Just go. Shabnakadir, a clay golem of local legend, steals the shape of a young woman. This thirst keeps driving down toward my death. Don't be foolish, I'm the one dying of thirst. Indeed. See me act out your fate, dear fool. Help, someone help! This thirst is soon to kill me. Keep it up. I want to know how it ends. You die, my friend. That's how it ends. Water is all around, though puddles make poor drinks. Sip then from fountain spouts, from barrel bungs. A bottle is all you need. Here, have one. Thanks for the bottle. The Gorkin water is polluted. To quench thirst, I'll have to search for water barrels and fountains. Time is passing. Would you look at that? What's going on there? That's where the bodies are taken. What bodies? Of today's victims. Accidental victims. What do you mean? The autumn is foul this year. People have gone mad, that's what I mean. I don't understand. Okay. So that's the nightmare I had. Can you imagine? Just before I woke up, I told him, be on your way then, Kayala. People don't kill people. What do you want, old man? What are you doing here? What do you mean? We've never seen a dead person before. Have you? Yes, I'm a doctor. Be on your way then, Kayala. Why poke your nose around? You be on your way, Mutz. Each has 2 eyes and 2 ears. Most have 1 nose and 1 mouth. Riddle me this. If eyes and ears were switched, what would be right? If noses and mouths were switched, what would be fixed? I have no idea what he's talking about. It's a tough one. Okay, but don't play with dead bodies. That'll be crimes. Okay, still the road. Just straight on. Hey, Nakhun, Bikara, you're a good man. Buy my bull. Why would I want a bull? It's not just any bull. It brings luck. When the time comes, it'll tell you what to do. Can it talk, then? Anenti, it is known. It will talk on the scariest day of your life, showing you the right way. Karalda, I'd rather not have it at all. Perhaps it won't be a scary day in my life, then. It's funny logic. If you believe your own tale, the scary day will come if you have a bull or not. It's not his life, but yours. Take him for 200. It's a good bull, Bikara. It'll be useful to you. I don't even have a place to keep it. Pay me now, and I'll bring it to your place later. There will come a day when you'll be grateful to me. I mean, the scariest day of my life. Nah, not interested. Someone is selling a bull here. 200 for a truly honestly talking pet. I'm probably going to want that before the day is over. So here's the clock. Time passes while we're not in a conversation or looking at our journals. Time passes in real time, and things may change and depend on how much time I have left, and I have to accomplish my goals in a day before midnight. There we go. Our bride. So relieved they brought fresh water from the springs, otherwise we'd have to drink from the Gorkin. Gorkin water will turn you into livestock. Saw it with my own eyes. You have no sense of humor, Tene. Who'd drink from the Gorkin? Even blood would be better. So fresh spring water is good news. But I wonder how long it will last. What about the water bearers? Have they left for more? Vlad the Younger manages the water bearers now, but he's a simpleton. I've even heard rumors he might be digging a well. Surely false, of course. Even someone completely incompetent wouldn't do that. Indeed, I doubt anyone in this town would be that reckless. Looking in trash cans for stuff is going to be important. Trade. So this is an adong, also called a worm by the locals. He's one of the indigenous people. Some of them are just like this. There we go. How? Why? Curse this air, this mind-numbing odor. What do we do now? Why did you do that to her? Did you do this? No, it was a twire-addled mob. The steppe is in bloom, and people get crazed, but never before was it this bad. Why a steppe girl? Old wives' tales. They claim a golem sometimes emerges from the ground. It looks like a woman, but is all earth, clay, rock, and marrow. Story claims it has legs of bone and this uncanny way of walking. And the brides, you know, they have a special walk too. Not a walk, a dance. In the morning, people screamed about a steppe abominations, that it left no footprint and had bones for legs. But now look, it's only a girl. A steppe girl, sure, but alive. What bones? Can't you plainly see that it's a normal girl? Don't you know how it goes? Get her, one screams, and the rest crowd without hesitation, especially in the night, especially with their minds intoxicated. Not everyone can think for themselves. It's easier to just do as you're told. Do people scream things like that often around here? You been listening, lad? I'm telling you, this is the first time. The world must be coming to an end. Indeed. Right, so here's that gendered violence I was talking about. In the content warnings, there's been a murder, someone important, and people are blaming the myth of the Shabnakadir, which just happens to take the form of a woman, so people are killing random women in the street now. At last, a crowd now gathers round my act. Sit down like that. Now watch. Death by starvation. Too busy? But speaking of starvation, have you got any food at all? I'd cut a man open for some dry old toast. So the good Sir Francis fancies a slice. Have one. Shan't last. In half an hour's time, my act resumes. Come see Death by Starvation, lads and lasses. Okay, I'll just find another freak with toast. Wrong. We should look for freaks that trade in trash. Perhaps homeowning freaks too, foolish to see as you rummaging through their paltry things. It's not a bad idea, actually. I think your act may be delayed after all. This conversation was the hunger tutorial. But he did give me toast. You can either buy daily bread or barter for it. There's always burglary, too. So I have a hunger meter. My stamina is also my thirst meter. Exhaustion. And immunity will come into play when dealing with the plague. I feel like I might as well eat. Toast is not bad. Makes me thirsty, though. It's okay, there's water around. Okay. Other way. I'm turned around. Here. If you see a man, run. Men are angry today. They'll kill the likes of you and I. Why are they so hateful? Looking for a murderer, turning into murderers themselves. This is how a town changes. What murderer? What does it have to do with me? You look like a murderer. Do not delve into the town's flesh if you want to live. Keep to the outskirts. Less people here. Thanks, Worm. Let Mother Bodo keep your footprints warm. There, locked shut. Won't let anyone in. Not that I object. There must be order, and so it was ordered. Our house was locked. Who ordered that? Saburov, of course, the governor. Where did my father go? So you're Barok's son, then? The one who left town so long ago? You missed him by hours. Guess it wasn't in the cards. Could you have gotten here, say, yesterday? Everything would be different then. And he waited for you so eagerly. Get on with it. What happened? Old Barok is dead. Dead? Dead. No one knows how. Rumor has it he was murdered. Load of bull. He was like a father to all of us. Who would kill him? I don't buy it. So that's who was killed tonight. Right. Crowd's gone mad, like frightened children. So eager to catch someone, anyone, and no idea who. Some say it was an outsider, others a shabnak. When it hits home, people are quick to drag the clay wrench from the depths of memory. Wench, clay wench. Why an outsider? Who else? And a shabnak? Honestly, you're hardly better than a pack of children. A shabnakadir, a thing of steppe legends. Yes, I know about it. Well, maybe the killer was a shabnak. Who else? A person couldn't have done it. You think so? Isidore was a man. Men must not kill men, and so men do not kill men. At least not in this town, they don't. I know, you are very clever. This also happens in the first game, but yes. The murdered man is our father. He was the town doctor, beloved by all, and he is dead now. And the town is attacking women in the street about it. This is day one. Obviously they do now.
Well knows the kitten whose meat it has eaten.
So this is actually one of the recurring characters. This is one of the main characters of the game, Sticky. Am I suggesting Isidore was a great man? He was certainly pivotal to this town. Why are you covered in blood? Who are you? That's not important. Who you are, that's important. I'm old Barok's son. What I want to know is, why are you covered in blood? It's none of your business. Whatever, but I'll remember you. Likewise. Nice meeting you. Father is dead. There's a crowd of gawkers by our house. They might know what happened. Unlikely. Where do I go now? Great. Already without direction. Alexander Saburov, the town's governor, is in charge of the investigation. I remember him. A stern man. But of course he wasn't killed. People are mad with grief, so they parrot nonsense. And Saburov, he's only too happy to prey on these rumors. He'll dig his claws deep into this case to flaunt his value, mark my words. A domineering leader, then. Tell me about it. Obviously it isn't murder, but he's given the order to seize anyone who might even be remotely suspicious. If I were you, I wouldn't go to Saburov. Although he did take the key, and you probably want to pay your last respects to your father. He was taken by Saburov's men. Where? No clue. People used to bring the dead to your father, you know? A doctor. How will we live now? No idea. Unbelievable. The war, the train delayed. What a terrible year. Do you even have a place to stay now? Yes, I have friends in town. 3, at least. They'll help me. Do you think they still remember you? It's been 6 years after all. They do. Laura Ravel lives by the river in a house called The Shelter. We used to be friends when we were kids. Hopefully, she will at least let me sleep at her place. Reuben is my father's student, almost a brother to me. I should see him. He will help. Redhead Grigory Fillin, aka Bad Grief, always goads me into doing crazy stunts. We used to have a secret lair in a warehouse. And so I can go to Reuben or Bad Grief. Yes, Bad Grief has a real name. Grigory Fillin. But I am going to go to Lara, because I have played through Day 1 once before. Lara is a kind person. She can help. But I can't get inside. Okay. We need to go fast. I find myself exhausted, soon to fall. Dead tired, they say. I wonder what it means. You're right, Ziak. It does suggest the train only comes to town once a year. That is probably on purpose. Probably not literal, but, you know. It means you need some sleep. Woe is me. I've no place to sleep. Doors locked before this low tragedian. Now unwelcome here in his hometown. Is there no bunkhouse for the needy homeless in the town? Who knows? But you, Barak, are no mere tramp. A hero such as you won't be let in. A lockpick might let me in if I could get one. That I do have for you. Here, have one. Still, what? Go home, Barak. Repose will do you good, but should you find another's cot, be quick to steal sleep. Sweet dreams, misfortune seeker. Thanks. And you too. If I don't find a place to hit the cot, I'll become dead tired, perhaps literally. This was our exhaustion tutorial. He has food and morphine, but doesn't want any of the things I have yet. Interesting. Okay. We can do this. So using a bit of meta-knowledge, the reason why I was attacked coming off the train is they were looking for an outsider. Nothing? Okay. They thought the murderer was attempting to flee. I will take the bottle, thank you. They couldn't suspect me of patricide, could they? Of course not. Impossible. So the reason I was attacked off the train is they were looking for someone who was attempting to leave town who had killed Isidore. They saw me and attacked me instead. But now that word is getting around that I'm back in town, rumors are starting to spread that I killed my own father. I will need someone to clear my name fast. I'm going to be checking my map a lot. Around. Go around. Could Father have been killed by the very thing that made him summon me so urgently? It's possible. I can trade with the herb brides. She would take scrap names and matches for food. Matches are only worth 1 though. Okay. So the barter system, there are different kinds of people in town. Men, women, children, herb brides, odong. They will all have some kinds of things for me to look for and want certain kinds of things. So it's a whole system of needs and wants that I'm going to want to wrap my head around so that I can trade for the things that I need. Importantly, food, possibly ammo. You can see I have a slot for a gun. Fishing hooks. Almost there. Shadnak-Dig always steals the form of a woman. That's mere illusion, broken the moment it starts to run. That's when you notice the legs, made of bone or clay, leaves no trace behind. When it runs, the illusion dissolves, like the smell carried away on the wind. So the game gives you a tutorial on hand-to-hand combat and then gives you an inventory slot for a gun. Yep. Shadnak-Dig is a myth. It's not real. You must be an outsider. If you'd lived here as long as I have, you'd sing a different tune. Here, the earth is alive. It bears more than just crops. Sometimes it spits out a horror so unfathomable, you spend the whole night sleeping in fits and starts. Clay and bones cultivate a beast. People don't kill other people around here. Only a Shadnak would do that. Except for the dead woman that was clearly killed by a person. I'm a local. This is Lara's house. And this is a save point. Game saved.
Loving thy neighbor is a gift. Hatred is hard work.
How long has it been? 7 years? 7? Maybe. You always were better with numbers. Feels like 10. Why are you giving me that look? You smell like blood. Ah, that's... nothing. We share the same pain now. Siblings in suffering. That's why you've come to see me, isn't it? What are you talking about? We dearly loved our fathers. Now they're both gone. Yours killed this morning. Mine this past spring, after the battle at the fords. Many terrible things happened while you were away. Sorry, I didn't know your father well, but I always respected him. Must have been killed in action, then? Forget it. I don't want to talk about it. Why are you back? Father sent me a letter 2 weeks ago now. A disturbing letter where he wrote about his involvement in something dangerous. And what will you do now? I'll find the killer, of course. You know what? You aren't going anywhere. I won't let you. Take a look at yourself. You can barely stand, let alone run around chasing some assailant. You're staying. Eat something, and get some sleep. When you wake up, we'll figure out the rest. How's that? Thank you. I wouldn't mind a bite or two. People! Isidore Barak is dead. Lara Ravel and Sticky are alive. I need to find the people who still remember me, who will believe me without proof, who can vouch for me. Lara's shelter is now my shelter. She's not as happy to see me as I hoped. Still, I can stay at her place. Actually, hit that. Talk again.
Who will take on the responsibility for us?
Just take whatever you need. There must be something in the cabinet in the hall. Should I sleep upstairs? That's where the guest rooms used to be. Anyway, when we were kids. No, don't go upstairs. It's all locked. Ever since Father died, I don't go up there. Use this bed instead. Laura, what's wrong? Why won't you look at me? Don't. Not now. Go and eat. You know it's September, don't you? Do you even remember what autumn is like here? You must eat, even if portions are small, or else you'll become feeble. Your father taught us this. I know. Must I remind you that you need more sleep than usual? It's September. The steppe cools. The twire blooms. Have you forgotten? When did you last sleep? You're right. I haven't slept in a while. Although I did take a nap while I traveled. Can't you spare an hour? Or 5? Yes, time is precious. So what? The worst is over. Are you afraid things might worsen still? They won't. Your father's killer won't flee. Until the next train, at least. You're right. I should eat. Get some sleep, in that order. It's not like you have anywhere else to go. You're that fugitive people are after all, aren't you? Seems so. While you're asleep, I'll go on a walk, test the waters. Perhaps I'll learn something, or better yet, make them see they might be hunting the wrong person. That sounds wonderful. Thank you, Lara. Oh, nothing in there. I can sleep on this couch. What was my button for lamp? I don't remember. Whole fish and some toast. And a knife. Knife is a better weapon than a lockpick. Pretty sure my hunger is okay. So I'll just hold on to the food for now. Sleep.
What?
2 hours? Okay, a dream, and a bunch of dead guys. These are the 3 from the train. My name was Jacob Stack, worked in shipping. 2 marriages, both happy, brought up a daughter. Friends woke me up in the night. They were getting a posse together to catch old Kane's killer. We ambushed him at the station. That's where I was killed, with my own knife, no less. Kane? Don't you mean Barack? I was called Kirik. It was my idea to catch the murderer at the station. So we lay in ambush. The train came. A man got off. Get him, boys, I cried. That was stupid of me. The killer would be getting on, not off. I'm sorry. They called me Bertie, short for Bertrand. That's one of the kinder nicknames. Bertie was fine. A name's just a name. I got murdered at the station last night. Didn't rightly know what I was doing there. Figure I just went along with the herd. I'm sorry, Bertrand. Did you enjoy your little chats? They don't blame you, as you saw. I suppose they haven't quite come to terms with their fates yet. Or perhaps they have. Death does that to people. If only I could fix it. I'll tell you a story. Once there was a man who wanted to fix everything. He begged on bended knee for a chance to turn back time, and when he got it, history repeated itself. Good job, we told him. That's your fate. He asked us, once more? So we let him try once more, but with a catch. He who denies his fate will be punished. He'll keep living as a cripple, lame, wounded. See where I'm going with this? Did he try again, then? I don't remember, and I don't care. Even if he didn't, there probably wasn't a happy ending. You can't fight fate, Barack. It's immutable. I'll still try. Alright, we get to play out the fight. Three on one. See, you're a man of fate, Barack. What are you trying to prove? You can't change fate? Have you heard the story of Oedipus? But what's my fate? I told you already, Barack. It's not pretty. You will spill blood. Just let it go, Ripper. Don't be so bullheaded. Just because you have a hammer doesn't mean every problem's a nail. I'm not a Ripper.
Loving thy neighbor is a gift. Hatred is hard work.
Wake up, cub. There's someone upstairs. A thief must have gotten in. Or someone even worse. Cub. So, Gravel, you remembered our old friendship. We used to call Laura Ravel Gravel. Something's fumbling around. I hear it. What if it's the thing that killed Isidore? What if the soil spit out a Shabnak after all? Well, I hope so. Is there a weapon I can borrow? It's an interesting perspective. I hope there's an evil clay monster from the earth, because the alternative is someone murdered him. Of course not. Maybe a knife in the kitchen, I guess. It'll have to do. I did grab the knife. Lara says there's a thief in her house. It's Clara.
My heart aches like it's been pierced with a blunt needle.
This is really early to try to deal with Clara's nonsense. Got any idea where she keeps bread? The shelves are empty. Who are you? A close friend? Or a bitter enemy? Your choice, really. So, friends? What do you want? Do you believe in divination, Barak? Just yes or no. Do I believe in psychics? I mean, the bull would be terrifying upstairs. So I know from the first game that there are magic women who supposedly can see the future. So I'm going to go with yes. Of course, can you see my future? I can. Go ahead then. You'll spill a ton of blood, Barak. Tremendous amounts. A river of blood. Family blood. Beloved blood. You will drown this town in blood. And soon, unless you trust me. So, a bite of toast and you'll wave your hands and fix everything? Or do you take a coin? Listen to me. You need to leave town. Now. If you must stay, lay low. Do nothing. The less you do, the less grief you'll bring to those around you. Abandon your schemes. I'll handle it on my own. It'll be glorious. You'll see. Okay, so in the first game, you get to choose between the three characters, and the three characters are philosophically opposed, and in fact, get in each other's way, in spite of Bachelor Dankovsky, Clara the Changeling, and Artemia the Haruspex, all working to cure the disease. That's the goal that they all share. Their answers to it are so opposed to each other that they actually just get in each other's way. And this is Clara, knowing that ahead of time, saying, you're gonna get in my way, so just don't, so that I can be the main character. That is not an option. And also, Artemi would hate the way she saves the town. What are you going to do? Whatever it takes. It's all going to hell. And soon. We're halfway there now. Just stay still. Trust me, will you? I'm your sister. Your double. And I know what must be done. I know a great deal, Barak. The future is open to me. Prove it. Your life lessons will prove me right, but heed my words. Whenever you want to do something, don't. You'll just make it worse. You'll be the demise of your hometown. You'll drown it with blood. I'm not buying it, and I think you should get going. The mistress of the house is getting anxious. She did open all the cupboards. The changeling. And a journal update. It's been foretold that I will spill a river of blood soon, because someone will find their death under my knife after all. Have you thought about what I told you? I had the strangest dream. Was it your doing? No. Yours. Don't you want to know what I dreamed of? Of horror, I'm sure. All dreams are prophetic, and since you dreamed it, you must have seen yourself spill blood. As for the details, spare me. My nerves are delicate. So you know how to hypnotize people, then? Hypno what? What does that mean? But I can do many things. It's not about what I can do, though. It's about what I'm telling you. Heed my warning, Barak. Leave this place. Your dreams will grow lighter when you do. Or maybe go enlist. War could always use a person like you. My war is here.
Medals mark murderers, the way a brand marks livestock.
So what was it? Is my clock at 12 or 24-hour time? That's a good question. I actually don't know. I assume 24? The first game it was like that. Well, she's not a Shatnak. Don't worry, she'll leave soon. Whoever it was, she won't bother Lara anymore. Clearly, I'm her new target.
Shall I sing a song for you?
Things still look bad for you, Cub, but I managed to help a little. What did you do? They'll come to their senses soon. You know how mobs work. I explained to the right folks you had nothing to do with Isidor's death. Women, mostly. They'll spread the news quick. Here in the flank, at least. In the Chine, in Backbone. You'll be safer. They'll come to their senses, but I'll forever be suspected of patricide. That's up to you, Cub. Is it? You were gone for 6 years? You're an outsider now, and you came back on the wrong side. Maybe you didn't kill Isidore, but you killed someone, right? I didn't even need to see the blood. Your butcher's eyes told me everything. That 1,000-yard stare. It was kill or be killed. You'd rather see me dead? You'll have to start over, Cub. Although maybe not entirely. The kin must be eager to see you. With Isidore gone, someone has to take his place. Not just for your step people, but for us all. I know. Laura told her neighbors that I'm innocent. The inhabitants of nearby districts won't attack me anymore. So this is why I was rushing here. If I had taken my time, my reputation here would have gotten worse in every district in the town, to the point where shops wouldn't sell things to me, and eventually to where people would attack me in the street. But getting Laura's help means, as soon as possible, means my reputation hasn't degraded everywhere else yet. Alright, so there's still Bad Grief and Reuben to talk to. Also, if I can get some money, I can buy that bull. Grocery stores. Well, there's an idea. I could sell the fish. Stopped pocket watch. Scissors. Maybe sell the knife. It's not in particularly good condition anyway. Okay. Let's go to Reuben. Hello? So you're old Barak's son? Yes. I've got bad news. Could it get any worse? Someone is sharing your features, spilled blood. It became known. People want revenge. They say that whoever murdered the 3 men at the station today is also responsible for Simon Kane's death. Yeah? What else are they responsible for? What else? You won't like it. The townsfolk realize murders are no longer taboo. People sensed they can now kill others. First they looked for a Shabnakadig and killed several women. Then they went after the steppe creatures, a dong. They're frightened. They turned into animals. What does this have to do with me? You have nothing to do with it. I know. I'm a ferryman. Well, almost. Actually, I'm a train driver. I know you were on my train. I wasn't alone, by the way. But you were. We drivers can feel the living weight. There was only one human being on that train. You. Odd. The townsfolk aren't too fond of ferrymen and drivers, so we will help you. Go to a quay, show your face to a worm, and he'll take you wherever you ask for a fingernail. Show your face to a man, and he'll help you out with equipment. Thank you. There are ferrymen in the town. They're waiting for me. Equipment sounds good. Reuben first. Back the way I came. People think I spilled blood last night. The rumor will spread. I wonder if I will need to sell things for money, or if there will be an adequate quest for money. Seems the old Barak prophecy is true, huh? Each Barak will spill a river of blood, or drown the town in blood. Maybe the wording varies. So it goes, so much death. Barak, you mean Isidore? Of course. He may not have spilled it himself, but it's all happening because of him, just as the prophecy foretold. Isidore has nothing to do with this. This is on you. We'll cut through. See different trash cans that way. So, are they all finished over by the stake? Trial complete? Is the layout of the town familiar from Pathologic 1? Mostly. It is mostly familiar. Some stuff has been shifted around and the town's a lot bigger now. But some of it, the large sections, the districts are mostly the same. What steak? Did you hit your head somewhere, big guy? Or are you just stupid? They caught a man-eater at the bone steak lot. A clay demon from the steppe. Look, I don't have time to catch up on some random idiot. Wait, where's that lot? What an idiot. I'd say you're an outsider, but you're dressed like a factory worker. That where you hit your head? The lot's in the Skinners. Got it. Maybe I'll take a look. Okay, there's the bone steak lot. Marbles. Oh, no, my reputation is dropping. Okay. Do I have to get to Reuben? That's the bowl, that's the bone steak lot. I must have to get to Reuben. Is there any chance Saburov could help? I'm right here. Okay, let's talk to the governor. Tell him I'm here. Tell him I didn't kill anyone. Maybe that'll help my reputation. Don't go in there, buddy. If you do, you won't come out. Why not? Saburov will seize you first, just like he did the rest, and investigate your guilt later. Oh. Thanks for the advice. Although, at least they'd feed you in jail. You'd have a chance to rest and wait it out till the birds stop squawking and return to their nests. What birds? People are like flocks of birds. When the earth shakes or the wind howls, they startle and squawk, some frightened, while others parrot and echo. Who started it? Why? Where does the wind blow from? When will it end? No one decides this. The flock doesn't think, it just listens, and only to itself. Saburov absolutely will arrest me. He will arrest me first. He'll throw me in jail, and then I won't be able to do things. Okay. Saburov isn't inclined to listen to any explanations. He'll just throw me in jail, no questions asked. Should I still risk it? No. The answer to that is no. Reuben can help me. He's effectively the last doctor in town. He knew Isidore really well. If he could vouch for me, people will listen to him. So that's where we're gonna go. It's gonna end up going that way. That's fine. That's fine. So the first game was a walking simulator and had one set movement speed. This game adds a sprint button, which is great, but waiting for my sprint to recharge, I hate it. I hate it so much. Oh, my reputation is dropping. I am unwelcome. Please. Please. I'm now unwelcome in the places she helped me. I feel like I broke something. Everyone calm down now. No more mob justice. What the fuck do you want? Everything's dealt with over here. No more blood. What is dealt with? The murderers. Wasn't them, and if it was, it's up for the judge to decide. Are you one of the crazies who can't keep their fists in check? I'm Artemi Barak, Isidore's son. I only arrived today. Something happened this night. I'm not sure what exactly myself. Then a rumor spread. A steppe golem had stolen a woman's shape and started to kill. Stone Age idiocy. They beat several steppe girls to death. I wonder if Twire drives folks insane. Are these the ones who beat the girls to death? They tried. That's all right, though. They'll be taken to the town hall and dealt with now. Wow. Absurdity. How could it happen? How could anyone call themselves human after that? God, go. Calm down and be on your way. Nothing to do with any of this. Okay. Alright, I'll leave them. I am now hated. Hey, Caralda. I didn't do anything. Why did they run away? I don't know. They behaved so strange. What are you doing here, Basakam? I brought my bones here. Why? I won't explain to you. I did nothing wrong. I just brought my bones here. What's wrong with that? These bones are mine. I didn't steal them. I tell the truth. Sure, nothing wrong about any of this. Okay. How do I get into Reuben's warehouse? You're not Reuben.
What?
You're Bachelor Daniel Dankowski. Well, one thing is clear. You're a very, very lucky man, which means you need to take care of yourself. You're so careless, Varrock. It's Artemi Varrock, right? Barak. Artemi Barak. Apologies. Oh, and may I ask, is it true that your actions have already resulted in 4 deaths? Are you a detective? Daniil Dankowski, Bachelor of Medicine, at your service. But before we speak any further, I'd like to clarify a rather crucial thing. Just how highly do you hold your sense of duty? So, Daniil Dankowski is a Bachelor of Medicine, and he is also the founder of what is called the Thanatica. His goal in life is to cure death. Death itself. He is super famous, but also has not accomplished his goal in any way. But that does make him one of the most respected people in town. I wonder if he can fix my reputation. How highly do you hold your sense of duty? All Baroks are guided by duty. It runs in the family. Well, from this point on, you owe me. I just saved you from a rather grisly fate. I don't remember seeing a rescue team. Your Reuben has utterly murderous intents. Isidore meant quite a lot to him. Your father was his mentor. Reuben even considers himself Old Barok's true son, unlike you. Anyway, he thinks you're to blame for your father's death. What a load of... I managed to convince him that you didn't actually kill Isidore. Well, not empirically, but I'm under the impression that, in Reuben's mind, you still caused your father's death. You did, after all, take your sweet time getting here, while Isidore was counting on your help. Is that true? See, how some people may think of Daniel as a shyster. I know from having played as him, he is not. He is a true believer. He is a good doctor. He is a good doctor who thinks there must be a way to cure death. He has a research foundation working towards that very goal, and that is part of why he is here. I don't know if it'll become clear in this, but people have mentioned a Simon Kane. It was another person in the town's cultural leader, effectively. Not the governor, but the one that helped make the town be, and that everyone respects the most. And supposedly, Simon Kane has lived for hundreds of years. Daniel also received a letter from Isidore, letting Daniel know that Simon Kane is here and has lived for hundreds of years. And of course, as we have found out, Simon Kane is also dead. But that's why he's here. He was to try to figure out, how did a man live so long? He's also having a very bad day. It's just that his research has not been going well. So not a shyster, but perhaps a failure? A very famous failure. Is it true that I took my sweet time getting here? Trying to guilt trip me, huh? That's clever. What a learned man you are. Look, you have my condolences, Varrock. But since we've established that you owe me, let me explain how you'll repay your debt. Things are about to get a little tense, and I need only one thing. Just do exactly as I tell you. You're a doctor, right? Okay, so this is my talk from Daniel telling me to stay out of his way, too. Just like I had with Clara. I'm a surgeon. A good one, too. Allow me to sum up. Reuben told me that he's the only decent doctor in town. But you're a competent surgeon. I need you alive, healthy, and quiet. Close at hand. Spare me any wild improvisations. I'll be the one handling the situation. Medicum morbo ad hebre. How about you just shut up? I'll deal with Reuben myself. No middlemen required. Where is he? Gone to carry out my orders. From now on, your Reuben does what I tell him to do. He entered my service of his own accord. I suggest that you do the same. It will help everyone. I just hate big city dandies who think they know best. And the Bachelor. An out-of-town dandy kindly informed me that stock considers me a patricide. Madness. I guess it's for the best I missed him. So if he's not here... There's no way bad grief fixes my reputation, right? Is my reputation just borked? Everyone hates me. I will be hunted. There's a hunt going on, looking for a person with my features. Hooray! Hello. So what, is the asshole still in there? The one with the carpet bag? Yes, he's in there. I hereby grant you every right to throw something at him if you so desire. But where's Dr. Rubin? We need a doctor. I'm a doctor. What's the issue? There's been a disaster. Alma, Duke, and Wolfling were poisoned. Where are they? In a warehouse with little flags. Go down the railroad to the left. You'll see it. Alright, I'll check it out. You're the man everybody's after, right? You look like the description. One and only. Really? Well, whatever. It's good we found you. We need help. What for? We need to hold a trial for a murderer. We can't do it without you. Will you help? You've caught a murderer. Or was it the murderer? It's kind of hard to say. So will you come? If you're telling the truth, then I'm in luck. Courthouse is a warehouse, one with little flags. Hurry up, they're starting soon. Warehouse with little flags. Oh, I remember. Seems like you kids took over our old place. Local urchins need assistance. 3 poisoned patients are in a warehouse. They have found and are trying a murderer. It's down here. Bad grief first. I might just save there. Hey, big fella, on your way here, did you hear anything? Like a train? What train? An outsider. So we send meat and skins to the outside world, and they send back a big old train of provisions, mostly stuff we can't make. Dad says it's like living out at sea on a faraway island. Yeah, I'm a local. I already know all this. Train's already 2 weeks late. Might very well starve soon. Like, I've almost run out of sweets. Uda bartered away all her buttons for a lump of sugar yesterday. Unbelievable. 2 weeks, that's a long time, actually. How fares your kind, Katanakir? Bayarla, how fares your kind? We, the Katanake, must help each other out. You are our kin. You shouldn't get into fights, Tanghir. You'll always lose, no matter who remains standing. I'd rather lose standing. Think, Tanghir. If they kill you, then it's very bad, right? But if you kill them, it's still bad. Everyone will hate you, won't let you in, sell you food or barter. You'll be hunted. Do you need a wolf's life? Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Don't get into fights, Tsunente. Clear up your name first. As time passes, people will accept you. Then do as you please. By Yarla, let Mother Bodo caress your step. Hey, she gave me a little totem. Lots of kids. Do you still have a name? Same as you, I believe. Father threw his out. He's faceless now. Makes me kind of sad. Why did he do that? Guess he did something bad. I wonder what. I don't think knowing would do you any good. But I'm curious. I would hate to lose my name. Same here. Nope.
Come back.
Nope. Is this your money, sir? I think you dropped your purse. Of course it is. Thank you so much for giving it back. Save money, sir. You'll need it yet. An optimist, I see. Alas, today is not the day for commerce. Suspicious folk from out of town are outlawed. But there's a shop that deals in stolen loot. Stood amongst the warehouses, trading with all sorts and no regard for reputation. So you may find a use for money yet. That sounds good. You think so? We should restore your reputation, sir. Would you then wish to seek its ruin anew with theft and robbery? No, of course you wouldn't. But trust in trade, for coins cannot recall from whence they came. Thanks, man in black. I need to go through here. This man will chase me forever.
Get back here.
Ow.
Come here.
Gotta go around the playground.
Get back here.
I did get a bunch of money. I can afford the bowl now. And here is Bad Grief, local crime lord. But sadly, it is 10 o'clock, so I think we're going to stop here for now. But that's the game so far. Everyone hates me. Things are bad. We start the game bleeding to death. Our father's dead. That's the start. We'll work on fixing that next time. Thank you for joining me for this. I will do my best to keep streaming every Sunday because I do want to play through all of this. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. With that, thank you all. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. I'll see you next week. Bye.